just jump into the tarot and oracles. Well, really tarot. Before I do like any channel messages. Okay. So, you had the black square come out. So the way that the energy was speaking was, you know how you call somebody a square, as in there's not much eccentricity to them, stepping outside the box, you know, a little broader scope of thinking, some type of depth, right? Square. And then the fact that it's, you know, a black square, it's giving me like a void. So it's just something about boxing an energy in, or somebody that's closed-minded, or this type of energy, right? Now, right after that, you had the Queen of Swords reverse and the Hermit reverse. Okay, this could be somebody who definitely lacks some type of depth of some type of knowledge or wisdom. Okay, this could be spiritual wisdom and knowledge. Definitely like a lack of understanding, something here. And so this could be somebody who's impulsive with maybe like verbal confrontational outbursts, or trying to challenge individuals maybe who should not be challenged, so to speak. This could even be like in the face of trying to establish some type of dominance, okay, especially if there's a masculine involved, okay, or present in any type of context, okay. It doesn't have to be relational, but if there's a masculine energy involved that this person, this Queen of Swords energy may have some type of connection to or desire to, okay, heavily with that. But this is somebody who maybe something was exposed with the Hermit in the reverse. Either something was exposed about this Queen of Swords energy, about some type of communication, some type of lies or something. Some type of deception for sure. Either deceptive ways or harsh, cruel ways of using their communication, their thought energy. Okay. Yeah, that can definitely go as far as like speaking ill on energies. But so we're gonna come back to that. Then you have influencer. So I'm shuffling the cards at the same time, right? And getting messages through like what comes out while I'm shuffling, but I'm not, they didn't pop out, but I just see them. And someone's, okay, like for this Queen of Swords reverse, cult leader confirmed this energy. So this is somebody who leads others to some type of closed-minded, see, what confuses these people into this person's negative influence, for example, is the illusion of vast opportunity or options or whatever, when it's really just like a black hole, you know, like a bottomless pit, right? We talk about literal hell, you know, in heaven, and how hell is a bottomless pit. And you also hear people talk about how you experience heaven and experience hell while you're alive in your body as well, hell on earth, like just as on earth as it is in heaven type of energy. So this is an example of a bottomless pit energy, like that manifests while people are still in the flesh, right? It's like that spiraling energy, like you can either spiral upward or spiral downward. Anyway, this person, like, she influences others. This could be somebody that's, yep, you got the fashion witch, Three of Pentacles. I mean, Three of Cups. So groups. This person is hella Okay, yeah, a bitch. Like that's the card that came out. This person is just I'm hearing negative. I'm hearing possessive. Um, but this person is something about how this person dress it up and make it real for them, for these people. They how they dress it up and make it real. Make it appear real type shit. So it's literally like a glamour spell that this energy uses. But you have this masculine energy here. You got simp in the reverse. Like there is this energy, you know, like whereas there is a masculine um, immature expression of self-love or whatever when they do indulge in, you know, the options, like they overindulge and, you know, they move without boundaries and, you know, integrity and stuff like that. So yeah, there is that false gratification, so to speak. But then you have those who mature or those who are in the energy of self-love of, I know you want me, but I'm not gonna give you me type shit. Like not in that way. Like, hold up now. I ain't like these other niggas. Like, I ain't about to just be fucking. Like, you feel me? I don't even know you like that. Like, I'm picking up on a masculine energy that's like plot twist. Like, there's a feminine energy that's really like triggered. Like, really triggered by the fact that somebody is like they have this sense of pride of themselves, like of respect, like a self-respect. Like they could be attractive, they could be magnetic, they could be charismatic, you know, they can even be, you know, like kind of have a dark humor and, you know, just very, you know, organic energy, organic personality, like, you know, type of thing. Like even if they not being themselves, they gonna slip up and be themselves type shit. And with that said, you got the Ace of Wands in the reverse. Yeah. So plot twist, you know, there's something about that energy that's significant. But somebody could be bothered by how you influence somebody here. Because there's definitely, you have the troll, you have influencer, simp in reverse, troll, the oracle, and self-care. It's something about your positive influence on energies that were sent to troll you, watch you, figure you out, you know, confirm a narrative, you know, from the perspective of someone who does not even know you personally or never, you know, really have had a true interaction with you, for real. You got the Five of Swords and the Three of Cups confirmation. And I don't, it's like in the midst of these people trolling you, they're finding out, yeah, the truth. They're, confirmation. The King of Swords and the Seven of Swords. When these people troll you, they're finding out the truth about actually how intellectual you are, how sharp-minded you are, how, you know, how very fair you are. And not just that, but how these people, they learn something from you that they don't have conversations or they don't hear, like the way you talk and the things you be saying and what you share and your experiences and how you understand and perceive and can express your experience, so wisdom, right? They're not really exposed to energies like that often. Even if they have been, they recognize, something very unique about your energy, and it's not just based in your appearance, right? It's not just based in your appearance. It's also like, whoa, like this person is really smart. Like this person is helping me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I came here because, like that's my homie or whatever, that's my homegirl. But damn, like I'm sitting here listening to see if you gonna, like say some messy shit, like about her, about the situation, about him, about the company, about whatever, and you like, really speaking facts. Like, I actually agree with you. Like, because now, like, people really out here be shiesty. Like, I know homegirl shiesty. I hang out with her. I know homeboy shiesty. Like, I been with this nigga. I know that. But, like, dang. You know, it's like, and you're saying the things that could have crossed their mind in moments that they just completely disregarded or just pushed aside because, again, that pressure, you got the black square. That pressure of these sucking, draining like energies, like it kind of drains away the light and just kind of merges you into this dark, just kind of gray area, right? Energetically, you know, and I'm talking about because of the groups that you're with and there's no sound counsel. Like, what did the divine say about a house with no sound counsel? You get what I'm saying? And this is an example of that. How the fuck is the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, and the bitch card? How is that sound counsel? There is nothing sound about that. And let's be very clear about wisdom. Wisdom was expressed as a feminine energy. Queen of Swords in reverse. You have no wisdom. Shut the fuck up. Especially when you're speaking on someone who does. And it's so annoying to have to swat the flies of challenges because of people instead of doing the more natural thing. You get what I'm saying? Which would be, oh, like this water of information. You know, the way these emotions are being executed by this divine feminine, this divine masculine. Damn. The way this air energy is being executed, like the way that they're even like able to put their perception of their experience into words and express it, and not just express it, but have found wisdom and some type of solution and understanding that even though it's not my personal situation and context, I resonate with what this person is saying. Like, bro, listen to this person's mind. Listen to how healthy this person's mind is. Because if somebody would have did what these motherfuckers, what I helped somebody do to them, if somebody was to do that to me, hell no, bro. Like, it's up. It's up. It's on some F all these niggas. It's on some hot girl. It's on some hot boy. Like, it's on that type, right? It's unfortunate how people think that, or how people are blinded by the illusion of strength of a body or flesh and totally disregard how weak-minded, spirited a lot of people are by being blinded by their flesh, blinded by what's external, overlooking the internal because you're so accustomed to the casual as communicative way of existing, communicative way of existing, casually, aimlessly, even if they think they got certain goals and aspirations. Like, there's no, damn, it's just about you and that's it. That's the goal. Damn, like, what are you, what are you like, do you see what's happening around us? Do you see the world around us? That's crazy. That's crazy. It's like, yeah, enjoy yourself in this world as you should. But if you've been given gifts from God, that you have the understanding, if you utilize it or express it in a certain manner or with harmony, you can use your gifts to like help people along your journey. Like, damn, like, bro, okay, yesterday I had a little situation or whatever, and I really wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling well. You know what I'm saying? So boom. But even in the midst of, you know, me going to get something for myself, even in the midst of how I was feeling, you know, there was somebody who asked me for something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this person. You feel me? I still, with grace, you know, gave to someone else. I still gave love. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like, you know, I wasn't really feeling the best. Like, I was, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how some people get caught up in their pain, whether it be physical and stuff like that, and they may be rude unnecessarily, like, and try to blame it on that. No, what do you mean? That has nothing to do with your mind. That has nothing to do with your soul and your spirit. and your character. You do not have to be mean to somebody just because you drunk. You don't have to be mean to somebody just because, you know what I'm saying, you're physically hurt or your ego is hurt or your you don't have to be just spread out like cruel and harsh to somebody because of that. Like, bro, like, even if you say nothing and, you know, still show some type of like, yo, like, it's just crazy. And I'm talking about the type of pain or the pains of life where people, they're not that visible. They're not that visible to others. You get what I'm saying? I'm referring more so to that, right? Like, people don't know that you in pain or that you're uncomfortable and yada yada yada, or you got something going on. You get what I'm saying? But in those little moments when the divine create those situations, yo, like, pass that test real quick, because it's easy. You get what I'm saying? Show love, you know? Or you have to adjust it according to how it is, right? Of course, if somebody's like being rude and abrupt and disregarding, you know what I'm saying, like your personal space, like, that's different. You move accordingly. But again, I'm referring to situations where, you know, people, like, they're not coming at you hostile, like they genuinely just need help and stuff like that. And, you know, either you can do it, like, if you can do it, that type of shit. If you can do it, do it. If you really can't, like, you honestly don't have it, then of course you just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, you know, everybody's going to already understand it the first time I said it, you know, without the extended explanation, but not everybody will understand it without the extended explanation. So if anybody is wondering why did you kind of over explain that? Because sometimes that's necessary. Unfortunately, that's okay though. That's okay. Because people need to understand, no, like, this hermit energy, when it's in the upright, you want to spend some time with something. Spend some time with God. Spend some time with your experiences. When you're experiencing, spend some time with your emotions. Spend some time with the thoughts and shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, take your motherfucking time and really try to understand yourself and your life and what the fuck is happening around you. And if you care about people and you're connected to them, shit, take the time to try to understand what the fuck going on with them, what they dealing with, what they need help with. Shit, even if it's space sometimes. Even if it's space that you don't necessarily fully want. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, everybody came here. Not by themselves, but by themselves type shit. I mean, you got your twins, you got your triplets. But you get what I'm saying. On a soul level. Unicorn. But yeah, that is, you know, that's the energy. Stay in your lane just popped out. Exactly. Imagine somebody trying to front like you can't, you know, you can't be in their lane. You can't even step or ride in their lane type shit. You might get in their lane and, you know, like, fuck around and spin out. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. What? What do you mean? I can get in your lane and cross you up and you know, damn, before you even get an opportunity to try to ride next or come fast enough to get next to me. Let's talk about it. You already, you know, done crossed up. Goddamn. Like, no. Like, no. That's the difference. Stay in your lane. You're in a lane. And if you got the unicorn to come out, you're in a lane that, it's just, it's a whole nother lane. Like, we can never just, we're not in the same lane. Naturally. I'm on my soul path, you're on yours. Feel me? And that's when that destiny swapping, that type of energy be trying to come in. You know, people want to snatch your blessings and try to manipulate your blessings away from you. And unicorn keep, I'm gonna leave it out, because unicorn wanna stay out. Want to stand out. That's what I'm getting. Unicorn want to stand out. What? I don't even think it's a matter of unicorn actually wanting to stand out. It's like the unicorn just literally stand out. Because what the hell? It's a horse with one horn? What the hell? What the helly? And then it's sharp, nigga. Watch out. Be careful. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, what is that? What is that? You know, we don't too often see that. We don't too often see this type of energy. Like, what is this? We don't too often hear these type of teachings and expressions and communication. And no, like, we don't typically hear that. We don't typically see or hear that. Yeah. Y'all, it's raining. It's raining. Bro, my intuitive ass. I was singing two songs talking about storms that were like, gospel, like spiritual songs. And it's freaking raining right now. I have not. You got to clean the cups. Oh, my bad. My bad. Did I do that? Type shit. Did I do that? I don't know, but I definitely was. But I just feel like these signs of your intuition, like the clarity of how powerful you are, how discerning you are. I feel like that's really what it be. You sense the energy even when you think you're not. You will speak things that are actually accurate and true even when you're not trying. That's really being tapped in with God, bro. I'm telling you. She will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Okay? Talk about it. I love that. Exactly. But y'all, sometimes it's not even a matter of calling a storm, which I do feel like we can influence that. But I feel like it's a matter of just how, just how intuitive you really are. Huh. And I know I just said it, but for whatever reason, I need to repeat that. Even when you're not intentionally trying. You got Queen of Wands in the reverse. What is this energy? But let me give y'all oracle real quick before I get too far. Yeah, 22. So the download, the message for the caption, not somebody triggered because you're not triggered. You got legendary energy. Anyway, the message was how you find grace and, in a way find praise. But I originally said you finding praise and every challenge is faced is what makes you a threat. But the reason why I changed it to grace, right? Because I feel like grace is a better way, like, for more people to understand what exactly I'm saying. Because with grace, even if something is like very, very hard and traumatic to go through, you get what I'm saying? Like, you may have your moments like, man, fuck this. Like, what's the point of, you have your moments like when like to yourself in your bubble, in your hermit mode, you may have little crash out moments, you like just being completely raw and authentic with God. But it's like you balance it out. Like, even when you just say the stuff, like you spew this stuff out, you're not the type of person that can just step over and overlook the mess that's been made of your emotions. Like, just in your solitude, like, moments with God. Like, you gonna say whatever that's coming from all type of confusion and stuff that's been stirred up in your emotional energy, right? You're gonna spew up the pollution, right, of your emotional body. With the projections, being the target of somebody else's insecurities, or somebody, creating scenarios to put you in a state of insecurity, right? That is polluting your sacral chakra, your inner waters. So you're probably going to spew that up first, you know what I'm saying? But in detoxifying, let's say that, in purifying, in detoxifying the toxins, you're cleaning at the same time. So, but a lot of that has to do with the decisions you make from wisdom and understanding, right? Because just like billions of, or I don't even want to say that, God, is it billions? Lord. Let's say lots of people, also go through traumatic and hard, very harsh things. But in that pollution that they're curating and creating within themselves, or that they're picking up from those traumatic experiences, they're just pouring more pollution into themselves. You get what I'm saying? Instead of some type of cleansing agent into themselves or engaging in some type of, healing ritual for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. You know? And it's very unfortunate. But hey, Queen of Wands in reverse. Somebody is upset because now I'm hearing something about this triggering or wanting you to be triggered energy has reversed. Okay? Let me tell you something. Wisdom is very attractive. Wisdom is honestly, I believe one of the most attractive qualities or traits to the soul. Very much so. Never mind, what never mind what encourages our desires when it comes to the flesh, because that's valid too. You just can't let one override the other, right? You still got to find a balance and a harmony with that. That is all, right? But, to the soul, it don't matter what background, what current living or lifestyle you are in. When you encounter an individual with wisdom, that is very, very attractive to all people, to all souls, whether they all admit it or not. Ain't that interesting? I find that to be very interesting. And unfortunately, whatever order of events play after that based on, both individual choices and decisions, okay? Sometimes that can lead to unfortunate outcomes, right? Unfortunately. Let's say you're dealing with one thing. You're still going to be grateful about other things you got going for you. That's still in good standing or going well, okay? Even if that's just your faith in God alone. This is also what I mean by you find praise, you find grace in all challenges faced. And this makes you a threat. Because it's like alchemy with God. You co-create with God this Nine of Cups energy for yourself. Okay? Being authentic with yourself more than anything anyone else, bro. But of course, if you're authentic with yourself, you're authentic with others. But being authentic with yourself, like especially in like those harsh moments throughout the journey, it's it's like a cheat code, honestly, of healing, right? And alchemizing, transmuting energy or the situation. Like I said, just being raw with it, because how it's unhealthy to hold things in, type of thing. Yeah. So this is like a plot twist, to any challenges you face that are at the hand or mind or mouths of others, right? Yeah, it's like you have a repellent energy to jealousy, and this could be your prayers. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Also, wisdom, and she's attractive and everything, or with the wisdom energy, anybody is attractive, right? It's very attractive to the logical aspect of masculine energy. The healthy expression of protective energy in a masculine, they find wisdom and discernment to be highly attractive, highly valuable. So when they experience something like that, which is the unicorn energy, is the ultimate unicorn energy, to have wisdom. Okay, because people will have everything else. People will have the, you know, the Louis Vuitton, you know what I'm saying, the whatever. Like, people will have all of these materials, all the nice cars, the nice homes, okay, the nice body, okay, the even probably the nice sex. You know, people will have all of this, okay, but don't have wisdom. I'm even hearing like that's kind of useless. Yeah, that's kind of useless to not have wisdom, but to have everything else. And some people are okay with useless. Some people are okay with useless but functional. You know what I'm saying? Like on a flesh level type shit, you know, and just the presence of company. You know, some people are okay with that. And so there's a place for people who are like that. That's why it's so many of them among us. But when it comes to this unicorn energy, somebody who, okay, so, oh, this is what's so triggering. You're not just this unicorn energy because you're wise and you're discerning, you know, but it's like you're wise, you're discerning, you're beautiful. They love your body, they love your sex, they love, you know, all of that. Like, it's everything with you. Like, you know, the way you carry yourself, like the way you dress yourself, like everything. Like, still, how you still have your blessings, even if they're humble blessings. There's a very spiritually fragrant energy about you. So it's something about pheromones as well. But there's a very spiritually fragrant energy about you. Or spiritual fragrance could be significant. Okay? And how you protect and repel. Oh, I don't know if I want to give my own secret. I don't know if I want to get on a secret. Maybe I shouldn't gatekeep. Maybe on a more private setting or platform, I'll disclose that. Anyway, don't need anybody, you know, trying to find anything else to mock me with. So, like I said, I'll disclose that information privately. But something about spiritual fragrances are significant in regards to repelling some type of, I guess, the magnitude, the full magnitude of how something is supposed to affect you. And you know, what I love about the Black Panther movie is the suit that his sister created for him that kind of absorbed all the hits and blows, but it powered up the suit, and then he could just blow it back type shit. Yeah, that's what this repellent energy is giving, for sure. Heavy emphasis on music right now, you guys. About cleaning up our music libraries, okay? Because it's not enough to know that words are spells and to have taken breaks from stuff and, you know, whatever. It's time. If you pay attention to these artists, you know, like just artists and the quality of the music that they make, like the genre or whatever objective, you know, their music is about, you know what I'm saying? If you pay attention to the way, you know what I'm saying, like their lives that should be more private, of course, but you know, the way things are playing out, like in the long term type shit, yeah, you know, words or spells. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough to be like, oh, it's just a song, and I just words or spells. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this to myself. more than anybody else, bro. I'm saying this to myself. Like this morning, I just went through my music library and I had to delete. I had to delete some albums, bro, like certain artists and stuff where, I don't want to repeat things that they say anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I like the songs, like, I don't even want to say love, but even though I really, really like, some of those songs, bro, I don't want to repeat the things that they're saying despite how much I like the song. And that's not, I'm not going to say like that's just a breeze or just completely easy. You know what I'm saying? Even if it feels easy in the moment, you know what I'm saying? Because you're convicted. But you may have moments, later on, days later, weeks later, you know what I'm saying? You may have a craving like to listen to some, go back and listen to some stuff. They talking crazy, you know what I'm saying? But you like the song type shit. At the end of the day, words are spells. So I'm doing. I'm being more mindful intentionally of, the music that I listen to. You know what I'm saying? Despite the, that more off the rocker masculine or off the rocker feminine, energy that's, not so, you know, not so healthy spiritually. And I don't want it to be replaying in my mind type shit and I'm just hexing myself throughout the day or at random moments. No, like I don't want to do that. Right? Because there's something about precision here. The archer. Because you're bidding your time and planning ahead. Yeah. The astronomer, discovery. Yeah, because look, the pathless. Yeah, in the reverse, like no, like nah. Oh, I love this picture. It says sure-footedness, predestination, the hunter. I feel like that's confirmation for sure. But I want to show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this card. Look how dope this card is in reverse, bro. Right? You see how most of the hands are reaching down or reaching up or whatever to be pulled up by others or whatever, or to be pulled down by others. You get what I'm saying? And you see this golden hand reaching up towards this pyramid energy, this trine, this union with the divine. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not being pulled down by nobody. Not, being too codependent on somebody for, that connection with the divine or their golden path, but directly connected to the divine. Okay? I think that is so dope. Because that's literally like what it's giving. You have to have a desire and be in position for wisdom to even like come to you, honestly, to even desire you back, to desire to dwell within your vessel. The alchemist, balance, invention, and destruction. I'm hearing even the small things or things that you consider small acts of love or kindness that you do are what are much bigger than you realize. And that's a part of the labor of love. And some things may be more complex, like, like there's more detail required. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's more things that need to be done to come up with things. Like, maybe you're a chemist, maybe you just work in other fields and stuff like that. But the predestined path, the whole purpose of whatever you're doing, how you're doing it, is to contribute to the higher good of others as well as yourself, right? Whatever you're doing, whatever your career path is, it doesn't matter what your skill or gift is, especially in our world today. You get what I'm saying? Like, no, we need divine masculines, feminines in the tech fields. We need divine masculines and feminists, in the what's the agriculture industry. We need divine feminines and divine masculines, like in biology and chemist industries. We need all that. Yes, you know what I'm saying? And you will be challenged more than anyone else. And you may be the unicorn in your field, or whatever that is. Okay? Even if it's comedy, even if it's your humor, even if your purpose is through comedy to help heal people. You get what I'm saying? But living a noble life. Your life reflecting the divine, a true divine masculine, a true divine feminine. Therefore, whatever you are putting out through your mouth, your words, your thoughts, your energy to others, because of how you live and having integrity and stuff like that, the impact, the influence, the effect is effective in a positive way, in an uplifting way. You get what I'm saying? Not the fucking opposite. That's the difference. So how is there ever a comparison here of the wise one? You got the wise one and the queen came out together. How is there ever a comparison with these wannabe enemies when y'all are on completely different paths? Make it make sense. There was never a comparison. They played themselves. They play themselves. The way they perceive, execute, and conduct themselves is completely opposite of how you perceive, express, and conduct yourself. Complete opposites. Regardless of how things seem. Y'all, ain't no way the wise one and the queen came out together. Make it make sense. Confirmation. The catalyst. Radical changes. Taking control. Generosity. Yep. Guidance. But there's definitely some energies, or, you know, a lot of people, unfortunately, through their naivety, you get what I'm saying? And it's something about, you know, a liar can communicate confidently just like anybody else. It happens all the time, every day. You ever heard a confident liar? A liar that speaks confidently because they understand that if you speak with authority and confidence and sure-footedness, if you mimic those things and just dress it over the lie, you're more likely to step into their snare. You got the witch card. Experimentation and rebellion. Huh. Determination, certainty, delivering news, collaboration of secrets, running from problems, relationships, and vulnerability. Are you freaking serious? So all that came out together. Ain't that interesting? How that all came out together like that? That is undeniable. When determination goes down the wrong path, that is very unfortunate. To be determined to do, follow, invest in something that comes with an inevitable end. Huh. Sheesh. Determination, certainty, delivering news, collaboration, secrets, running from problems, relationships, and vulnerability. I keep hearing Future say, dress it up and make it real for me. And he was one of the artists that I deleted from my music library. Yep. Because no, I don't want to be repeating what he's saying into my future or projecting that into my future. Ain't that ironic? Think about the little lyrics when he's talking about drugs and how you conduct yourself sexually, you know? Listen, control, reversal of fortune, the unknown, a journey. I feel like, see, that's confirmation. Hell no. I don't got time to play. Lack of empathy and confrontation. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ambition, diligence, and setbacks. The sleeper, cause and effect and clarity. Now, I just read all that back to back because I'm sure y'all piecing it together like I am, right? Yeah, nah. After just talking about that, man, look, the sailor, new influences, wanderlust. The storyteller, viewpoints and control. Man, the point is, okay, whether this is through music, whether this is through regular conversation, casual conversation, deep sound conversation, watching or listening to somebody communicate, whatever, reading, communication, at the end of the day, or even thoughts, right? At the end of the day, I feel like with this pathless card in a reverse, and the wise one, and the queen, y'all gotta see this artistry. Y'all have to see this artistry. This is so beautiful in detail. This is so beautiful, y'all. Look at this. My artistic souls, divine souls will understand. You see the golden hand, right? Golden hand reaching towards this triangle. Then you got the queen. Determination. See how this hand is determined to reach this energy here, to reach this frequency. Determined. Be determined to get wisdom, right? You see these hands here? You see how even those who are here, who are already, you know, how they'll reach down and get pulled down, sometimes even from trying to pull someone or take or drag someone along with them, not letting go of certain people, places, and things, right? Look, and you see how it's literally like squeezing through, like and making space, you know what I'm saying? Like, look. The narrow path. Bro, look. Boom. The queen, determined. Alright? Making the sacrifice, okay? Letting go of what needs to be let go. To get the wisdom. The wise one, tradition, order. You see that eye? How do you know? How do you know? How do you know is what I'm hearing. How do you know? How did she know? How do she know? How did she know? How do she know? She knows. She knows. She knows. She knows. She knows. She knows. Ooh. She knows. She knows. Ooh. She knows. She knows. She knows. Hey. She knows. She knows. Boom boom. She knows. She knows. She knows. Hey. I'm getting some more messages, but I'm not sure if I want to let this video be as long as it already is. Self-care. Yeah. There's something about your humility of your self-care routines, okay? Your humility, like you don't try to, I guess, like exploit any of your routines for clout or whatever. And if you do share something, like it's like genuine, like you genuinely just want to help somebody, or it may be like in a more intimate setting, or not, you know. Because I'm getting, you know, there, you know how there's energies that will withhold information because they don't want to see you improve or don't want something to improve for you, right? You're the type of person that if you really see that somebody could benefit from something that you do, that you know work or whatever, you don't mind sharing that with them, like, you know. And I don't know, it's just something about delivery that's very significant as well. Like, it's the delivery of expression, of communication, okay? Page of Swords. Vampire. So come pick up your clothes. I am little 40. I know it's getting cold out, but it's not frozen. Yo, that song is so pretty, y'all. Like, something about that energy could be significant, y'all, because I can't get it out of my head. I am 40. Like, girl, you better sing, girl. You got the Knight of Cups and the Emperor and the Three of Swords. I am 40. So come pick up your clothes. I am 40. I let your body decide. Good enough for you. Already falling up for you. Falling up for you. I let your body decide if this is good enough for you. Already falling up for you. You got the Two of Swords. Y'all tell me why they put my dream on the spread. They put my dream on the spread. That is crazy. So let me, okay, not even my dream. Oh, that's okay. So it's not my dream, but let's just say it's a particular masculine's dream that he shared with me. They literally put his dream on my spread. That is crazy, dog. You got the Knight of Cups, okay? The Emperor, Three of Swords. And that's the thing. The Three of Swords is behind the Emperor. Like, he's hiding this despair or this heartbreak energy, or hiding a betrayal, okay? Want to apologize or come in with some type of emotions, okay? A gesture, maybe a small gesture or an apology or a confession with the Knight of Cups. But you got the Two of Swords energy. I feel like for those of you on the positive end, whether masculine or feminine, you're in this Two of Swords energy. And I feel like it's a crossroads energy in a way. I also feel like there's a lot of intuition. There's a lot of relying on your spiritual eyes, your intuition, your discernment, right? Those internal hidden things to gather information and clarity and truth. Whoa. Yo, when somebody induces you in a high emotional state, they don't realize that they're also enhancing your ability to like to be receptive to things, like to retrieve information, energetic truths, emotional truths, because water, you can put water or liquids in water, you can put solids in water, you get what I'm saying? You can put things that are solid and then dissolve into water. My point is, all kind of things can be retracted into water. So we think about water on a spiritual sense, we can retrieve information that's emotional, right, which will be liquid. We can retrieve information that are thoughts, that are fire, that are, whatever, like the other elements, basically, because y'all know there can even be fires on oceans, fires on water. The point is, when somebody induce you into a high emotional state, at the end of the day, in a way, it still enhances a person's intuition if they're able to gain some type of self-control over themselves, some type of discipline or balance. Okay, go through your emotions, in a wise way. Okay, but in doing so, this is what's giving this Two of Swords energy. With this blindfold on, but you have the new moon, a body of water behind her, and she's holding both daggers across her chest. I can't believe they put this man Dream on my spread like that. So the dream is not reality, is what I'm getting. Somebody had, whoever you're connected to or was connecting with, had a dream about you. You had dreams, y'all had dreams about each other. And those dreams are currently the reality of things right now. Because y'all are star seeds, okay? In this star seed, um, in this star seed card, is two heads but one body, right? So come be on my clothes. I am little 40. I let your body decide if this is good enough for you. Already falling enough for you. So it's literally a crossroad energy, because understand, like, okay, the dream. He said he came over to basically a house, the house that I lived in when I met him. All the doors were open. It was pitch dark inside of the house. He said he went to my room and all the doors inside of the house were open except for mine. So he came inside of my room and he said that I sat up in the bed or I was sitting up in the bed. Either I sat up or I was sitting up in the bed and I was holding two daggers across my chest. He said I was lying in the bed and I was holding two daggers across my chest, something like that. And he said I sat up or I was already sitting up, but my eyes were closed while I was holding these daggers across my chest. And he said he whispered my name. And he was like, Jada, Jada. And he said I turned my head towards him, but I didn't open my eyes. And I didn't move. Like, I just stayed sitting in the bed and I just looked in his direction, even though I turned my head in his direction, even though my eyes were still closed. Right? Still holding the daggers. So he was like, before he know it, he looked up and the whole roof was gone. And he saw all these angels and ancestors gathering, on over the roof, or just all these beings. And he was like, they just kept coming. They just kept coming. Oh wow, they just gave me another revelation. But he said it kind of triggered some type of fear in him. And so he called on Archangel Michael. Like, he just started calling, like, frantically calling Archangel Michael, like, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. Like, just calling, the archangels he's most familiar with. And he said, he felt this heavy hand on his shoulder. And it caused his whole body to sink. And he was like, it was the heaviest hand he's ever felt. And he said it was Archangel Michael, and that Archangel Michael basically just told him to go, right? He said he turned around to walk towards the door. The door had opened, and this energy or this gust of wind just blew him out. So I feel like, oh God, let me confirm this before I say it, because that's a new detail that I didn't consider before. One thing I will say, and I do respect, his expressions, because he was the dreamer of this dream, and I recognize him to be prophetic as well. I will say that he said he felt like there was some type of battle that I was about to face that I was prepared for, but he didn't feel like it was necessarily with him directly. Um, so I will say that, but let me see something here. Okay, dang. No, so it really was divine ancestors and angels. Were they only mine? Yeah, the both of ours. So which he doesn't know that detail unless he, sneak and watch my content. But yeah. Mhm. So I feel like this is giving the energy of intruders. Okay. Where the actual fight, the actual warfare, you understand and know where it's coming from. You were able to identify it early on, even, okay? Because we're talking about your livelihood, your spirit, you know what I'm saying? And before these things spring up, God will tell you of them, okay? We're talking about you existing as one with your spirit and not just in your flesh alone. You not abandoning those good feelings and, what you pick up and retrieve, okay? Even while being connected to people, when you're connected to people, like, you're more sensitive to what's going on with them and around them as well. You may pick up on that, right? So as this type of being, and the fact that you exist this way, you recognize the enemy, right? Clearly this, union situation here, it was clear where the animosity, the envy, the bad advice, or whatever, disruptions, okay, where it was coming from. However, the fact that he mentioned in the dream how he felt fearful initially, like when he saw the divine ancestors and angels and spirit guides and stuff like that, how he felt fearful and called Archangel Michael and all the archangels, which is okay. But the thing is, he lacked some type of blindness. Well, no, he lacked some type of sight. Okay, he lacked some type of clarity. Mind you, he said the house was dark and all the doors were open except for mine. Right? So whatever was going on his journey to get to me, there was a lot of doors left open. Okay, there was maybe like a lot of, people let in, you know what I'm saying, or energy, frequency, opinions, judgment. There was a lot of doors open, or this can even represent opening themselves to a lot of people, or opening up the connection to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And the house was dark. Okay, the house was dark, and I don't know, like from the outside they're showing me a cloudy scene, but the house was dark, and I don't know why I'm seeing him in gray. Like, and maybe he didn't have that on, but the way that it's showing in my mind. Um, so with gray, it's like being in a gray area, not being fully sure. Again, that's crossroad energy too. That's two of swords energy in a way. Um, but the energy here is the Knight of Cups. Three of Swords, the Emperor, Knight of Cups. So there's something about an apology here over a betrayal or a heartbreak. Okay. Or somebody feeling, heartbroken or hurt here. Um, feeling wounded in their heart space in regards to you. Okay, wanting to make a small gesture of love or something here, the Knight of Cups, or desiring that. But the Knight of Cups is facing the Two of Swords, so wanting to take this action. Okay, but you are in this Two of Swords energy. So the Knight of Cups, this small gesture can even be telepathically or energetically. You know, this person, this Starseed energy has this understanding that you guys can telepathically communicate, right? Somebody thinks it's actually kind of cool and, you know, interesting and unique and, you know, something that like really piqued their curiosity even more or deeper. You know what I'm saying? Things that they could have noticed themselves about themselves, you know, throughout their journey before connecting with you or reconnecting with you. So this may be somebody who actually, you know, may have abused this, you know, to taking advantage of the fact that they can telepathically communicate, that they can astral project. Like somebody, you know, played around with this knowledge, right? Somebody abused this knowledge, right? Instead of executing it with wisdom. So with that being said, um, for Archangel Michael, so no, this is what they told me. When this person realized about it, okay, mind you, all the doors were open in the house that you were staying, well, that I was staying in, somewhere I'm supposed to be safe and secure, right? But all the doors were open in the house. And you know what I'm thinking about now? Not that, you know, that was really his problem or his business, but he didn't think to close any of the doors, or he didn't mention closing any of those doors, right? On his way in, including like the front door. He just said he walked in, all the doors was open, it was dark. Huh. Okay. So you didn't have any fear or, you know, vigilance or anxiety with feeling like, yeah, let me close this door, you know, let me close this door, you know, just in case somebody will come in or somebody in here and I need to get them, you know, figure out what's going on or whatever. Like, and you walk through the house and it's dark, you don't think to turn the light on, or you don't think to close doors or even check if the light is working, you know, and just explore like certain things you can do to improve the environment while you're on your way to me, because you know that I'm there. But instead, you just walk on through there, leave all the doors open and shit, you know, let it remain dark. Get to my room, the closed door. Come in my room, right? And you're whispering to me, okay? You're not even actually truly trying to wake me up, but you're whispering to me, and you also came uninvited, right? You also, like, you know, like you just walked up on in there, you know, you didn't call me, you just walked up on in there, you know, came to my room, opened my door, whispered my name and everything, saw me holding the daggers crossing my chest. So maybe that was intimidating. There's something about your energy being intimidating. Like, but when you called my name and I looked at you, right? But I didn't try to attack you or anything. I just looked at you. You had a sense of calm from that, right? Like, oh, well, she's not trying to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But what's going on? Then the roof is gone, and you see all these angels and ancestors, and immediately you know it's angels and ancestors, because when you expressed it to me, you said it to be so. And when I confirmed it with my spirit team and with the divine, it truly was angels and ancestors continuously gathering above the roof over my head. So you begin to fear the gathering of both of our angels and ancestors, because that's really what it was. It was your spirit family and mine combined. That's why it was so many of them. That's why they just kept gathering endlessly. That's how deep it runs in divine unions that God predestined. But you feared your destiny. You had fear towards those angels and ancestors, which is cool. I get it. You know, like there was some, you know, you had on some rose-colored glasses. You was already moving fearful to like, why is you whispering my name instead of just coming up to me, you know, hey, Jada, you know, or, you know, I don't know, approaching me when in the day hours, you know, when I'm awake and more conscious type shit. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, dreams just hold a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? Dreams hold a lot of information. But the point is, this person on their way back to you, right? Because this is a place they already knew you dwelled. This is your dwelling place. Something that they should have protected. But whatever information, whatever people that they brought into your personal business and y'all's personal business, all these open doors, okay, where they were supposed to be protecting you, guarding you, they shouldn't even know. No energy should even know where you are for all those doors to be open like that. That's how they should be gatekeeping, protecting you, protecting the union, right? But they open all these doors. So by the time they get to you, even though they understand and what attracted them to you was how close to God you are and how spiritual you are, how wise you are, how divine you are, how discerning, vigilant you are, how protected you are. All that attracted them to you. Okay, it spoke to their soul, right? But by the time they got back to you from running their mouth and opening up or making people feel like their opinions matter about somebody that they know nothing about personally. They don't know you personally. They don't know you. You felt safe enough to come over there during the night hours where I was asleep. You even felt safe once you realized that I wasn't about to get out this bed and attack you with these daggers. But when Archangel Michael, when you saw our angels and ancestors, oh, she's a, you know, you gotta be careful with her. She, you know, that's giving witch vibes and da 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 and whatever. She talking about her ancestors, her divine ancestors. That's not divine. So you fear what you are. You fear what you were naturally attuned to, opposed to, you know, superficially conforming to something that doesn't really resonate with your soul, but there's some type of pleasure package that comes for the flesh, right? I didn't expect this reading to go like this, y'all. But anyway. We got the Seven of Cups, cult leader, and the Three of Pentacles reverse. I just heard two songs with red flag. I just heard two songs verifying somebody trying to copy or mimic something about somebody and it being very obvious. Okay. Or somebody just don't fit the role, they don't fit the part, they don't fit the script. Yeah. Yeah, something wasn't a success or it's not giving. Yeah, it's not giving. Something didn't go as planned. The illusion of options. Some energy, there's energies or an energy being viewed as red flags or red flag, or an energy or energies they should be that should be viewed as unsafe. This could be or spiritually unsafe. Yeah, maybe there's a King of Pentacles viewing this energy this way. Maybe regret something about these energies or this energy. With the Three of Pentacles in reverse too, maybe some type of group collaboration to affect someone's finances negatively. Yeah, this cult leader could be a Queen of Wands, or a Queen of Wands could be working with a group or a leader, maybe of like some type of gang, or like maybe some dudes. It's kind of giving setup energy. It's kind of giving like there's somebody that set or arranged things, and this is just one of the workers type shit. Or this Queen of Wands reverse could actually just be the primary influencer or something like that. It's not, confirmation. So in somebody's situation, there is something here about a Queen of Wands. No, it's given that the cult leader is somebody within the group. And the Queen of Wands is like a pond. A pawn for whatever this. What this Three of Pentacles, and it was supposed to be in the upright, but it wasn't successful apparently. So it's in the reverse. So what they kept showing me about my dream, again, like the past couple of days, is how I said I was on the highest level of, like, in the house. So I could see it. I was overseeing everybody. How the guys or whatever was on the bottom floor, with, the masculine that I was dealing with. Excuse me. And the feminine, she was like a couple levels higher than them, but overseeing them while I was overseeing her. She didn't see me, right? But when she did see me, by the time she did see me, when she looked up, it was like, oh, you feel me? And so then the plan was to what? Try to bring me down. You got the podcast, some type of word spells or gossip to bring me down in the shadows with the shadow card. The moon in the reverse though, because what? Discernment? Keeping your vibration higher than that. Billionaire energy. Yo. Or somebody could have tried to use their finances to appear like they were on some higher level or something like that. Through materials. Yep, you got the oracle in here. Confirmation. The oracle though is given that, just like the those other cards I showed y'all with the eye at the top, overseeing everything. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's given there is a Ten of Pentacles energy that's highly protected. You got the Strength card and the Seven of Wands. Now, mind you, when he was pushed or blown out of my room, he was also blown out of the house of darkness and all these open doors, right? So I feel like the fact that he knew that even in his confusion with the Seven of Cups here, he knew to call on what he know for sure, like Archangel Michael, the archangels that he know, the divine, right? At least he had the sense enough to still call on God, call on divine forces, right? Even amidst confusion and delusion. But there were some things that had to be stripped away. Okay, and these illusions are a part of it. But so there was some type of illusion of wealth. Yep, because you got the devil, Pharaoh, and Page of Pentacles. Some type of wild, risky, risk-taking energy, wild, scandalous, temptation. If it appears to be a free type of energy, right? Y'all hear this dog sound like a wolf? Three of Cups, so just being wild or something, or somebody trying to seduce them into this lifestyle, this way of being, existing. Or this could even be like just being devilish towards you. Breadcrumbing. I don't know, like something with their mouth here with this sparrow card and this snake tongue coming out is so snaking you or something. Yeah, but there was some type of magic significant. And this is also talking about you alchemizing this energy in your career or your work with the Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. Yeah, because you got the Six of Wands. Billionaire. Yeah. Yep. I feel like you took some energy here and transmuted it into some type of wealth with the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles coming out together. This is also you retrieving your energy back. There was an illusion of wealth or the increasing of wealth because somebody was connected to your abundant energy. So whenever they were misguided to follow through with some type of betrayal, breadcrumbing, or something like that, you retrieve your energy back. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. Okay, your wealth began to expand. You got billionaire energy. Yay. I feel like somebody King of Swords. Tell me more. Somebody was tricked. Yeah. Somebody could feel like they were tricked out of their spot. And they don't want to go with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And the Six of Swords in reverse. And the Four of Cups in reverse. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, something about... Yeah. Somebody could be very theatrical or they could be in theater. I wanna be the main character. I don't wanna be a player no more. Hold on, you have to give me confirmation. Four of Wands. Okay. Somebody wants to create, recreate balance or come into balance or create some type of stability. And they see you as a snack, or there's something about your appearance that could have improved as well with this Pentacles energy. There was definitely some people trying to attack that. Your beauty, though, with the Empress coming out. So they just played two songs mixed together. So I'm gonna put together the words that I heard. They played The One by Nicki Minaj, grand piano. And then they played damn. Dang, I hate that I forgot it that quick. I retrieved that memory. I retrieved that thought. I retrieved that thought. I retrieve that thought? Look, jealous, shaking my head. Evil in your content. The one. Dang. Hopefully it'll come back to me. But it was a sentence. It was like a confession. It was a confession. Dang. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, some mean girl, mean guy energy, aggression. Yeah, that don't really shake you or move you like some energies thought it would, or hoped it would, or recognize it shakes them like. Yeah, because this Tenosaurus energy with the Knight of Wands, you got 6 of Wands. Okay, the final energy of that initial Tenosaurus or betrayal energy of some people going out of their way here to have you in this Nine of Swords. You know what I mean? Somebody in the Nine of Swords, Tenosaurus energy now, though. For moving sketchy or doing some sneaky wish or some shit like that. And this is definitely giving mean girl, fuck boy energy. Okay. Yep. It's gonna automatically go in my favor because it's already a violation for you stepping into my lane. Okay, when you hear something about me, you find out about me, you find out who I'm connected to, somebody, you find out that the person you like is connected with somebody else. Stay over there, okay? Stay over there with just that little crumb of information. Don't come looking and digging for me. You get what I'm saying? So now I gotta size you up with the impact card. I gotta size you up energetically and see, like, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course I do. Because what? 10 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. Like, you coming over here with the 5 of Wands energy. You coming over here, scooping me out, looking me up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have given consent for me to retrieve and identify what energy lurks with this vampire energy around me that is a threat to my being, that is a threat to my existence, that is a threat to my blessings. And I'm going to move accordingly with the oracle card here. Okay, so if somebody listen, okay, like boom, okay, shorty, you know, you look me up and shit like that, you know, you trying to read me and see, you know, but you observing me and, you know, you want to figure out what is about her and ooh and whatever. Okay, I'm just trying to see, like, you know, what energy am I dealing with? You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of energy you really on and how do I need to move? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this just a pure type of thing going on, or is there some type of, you know, dark influences? Like, do you play with that stuff? Like, do you do love spells? Like, do you do binding spells? Like, do you evil eye? Do you project? Like, empath came out again. Empath, the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool card, Knight of Swords. Come on now. Yeah, somebody tried to flip the script with the Moon card. No, you come over here looking for me. You feel me? And depending on the context and stuff, like, of course, like, you have to move with wisdom. So I need to figure out, okay, well, who the hell is you looking me up? And what energy you want? And I'm not going to approach it the way that you're going to approach it. I'm going to approach it strictly from a high priestess method. And I'm going to move accordingly in the spirit realm. I'm going to pray. I'm going to move accordingly. Okay? I'm going to curate very detailed prayers about these energies lurking in the shadows, or so they think, with the shadow card. Okay? And the Moon podcast. And then I'm going to get on here and talk about it. Even let you know that I see you. Clarify with the Judge's card. Not the 10 of Swords. All right, somebody could definitely be emotional right now because it did just start pouring down raining out of nowhere just now, and it was unexpected. And, you know, that's how it hit. You feel me? When somebody is like, so some type of abrupt emotional hurt, or I don't know, communication that could have caused somebody to really cry here is significant. This could be like crying all day type of energy, like crying all day. This could have been you. This energy have reversed. You got the King of Cups in the reverse here. Somebody, I don't know, this Queen of Wands energy that came out could be like in very deep emotional pain, like about King of Cups, that about an energy that does not love her. You know, they just don't. They don't love her like she thought, or like she hoped, or she hoped something would work and it didn't. Okay, somebody could be stirring up on this person with this King of Swords energy. Somebody could be focused elsewhere or focused on you. Okay, somebody wants to heal. Somebody wants to move forward to some type of healing here with the Six of Swords and the Star card. This is an extended reading because I'm home today. I called out so I can rest my body. So I'ma get on here and read. But I ain't chilling with nobody. Yep, the temperament's in the reverse. Tell me more about this emotional deep pain, this emotional energy. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Maybe somebody is not, I guess this is due to no communication. Okay, no communication, not balancing something out, somebody moving on. Okay. Nine of Swords energy. So this could be anybody energy. This could be your energy. This could be this low vibrational karmic energy. This could be somebody you was connecting with energy. The Lover's card. Tower. The High Priestess, Nine of Wands, yeah. And the Hierophant. So this could definitely be somebody who could have, you know, been very selfish, okay? Could even traumatize you, hurt you, I don't know, hurt your feelings with some communication. This is the truth with the Ace of Swords. Heavy emphasis on communication, okay? And then, too, emotional, I don't know. There's not a lot of emotional energy out here. Now, one thing about it, though, the emotional energy that did come out was the King of Cups in the upright. So that still speaks volumes. So it's like, even though this person has all this love, I don't know why the hell they did everything. Well, I do know somebody was just scared. Okay, somebody was just scared of making. I'm hearing Tame Impala, new person. Well, I guess Rihanna's version. Same old mistakes. King of Wands. Yeah. There's something about getting somebody having a somebody, something about some type of rest or something. Somebody being forced to rest and also forced to look at themselves, sit with themselves. Okay, see how they really showed up in a situation or how selfish that they've been. Okay, land back. Somebody wants their land back. Somebody wants their Empress energy back, bro. Their fertility, their fertile grounds. Somebody wants their earth back. Their earth goddess. Oh my God, Justice. King of Pentacles in the Star card. They definitely want to heal or heal themselves. Okay. They want to heal a connection or heal themselves or both. Or something like that. Or heal themselves through a connection with the Hierophant. The Death card, transformation. I am unfolded. All right, somebody wants to I'm hearing good luck charm, but I don't know, somebody wants to I don't know. I guess treat you how they was supposed to treat you in the face again, right? With the 2 of Cups here. What you want? Okay, because I'm ready to end this. What you want? Huh? What is it that you what is it that they're actually going to do, Divine? They definitely don't want to end something. What is it that they're actually going to do? They have a new perspective on something here. They want to work on something, work on themselves. High Priestess, 2 of Cups. Yeah, they want to repair, heal something, and also address where they need to heal or show that they've been working on it, or there's definitely accountability here. But someone wants to move forward. Got Cancer energy. Yeah. So come pick up your clothes. I am folded. I let your body decide if this is good enough for you. Already folded it for you. Already folded it for you. Somebody fears that you don't love no more. Oh. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on? What's up with this energy? Give us clarity about okay. Yep. Somebody's definitely trying to manifest a new beginning. You got the Magician, the King of Cups. This is their wish. Okay. You got the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups came out together. 2 of Wands, they made up their mind. I want y'all to, for any of you who watch this whole thing, I just want y'all to pay attention to all the synchronicities in the imagery. This is the final card. And I'm going to read what this card means, and I'm going to close out. I let you find yourself. If this is good enough for you, I'm ready for you, for you. I'm ready for you, for you. Well, oh, I was about to say. I think I'm gonna do a heart chakra, a heart oracle too. Yeah, gonna do that too. All right, so the foil hat, 10 foil hat. Ain't that crazy how the first page I opened up the book and it landed on that? I'm telling y'all, that's how spot on, our intuition discernment has been lately, or has always been. Don't believe everything you think. Conspiracy theories are just that, theories. Does the situation at hand reflect reality? Do you have all the facts available to you? Or just the ones that make your life easier? So somebody wants to give some information, or find out some information. Alright, we're gonna get a heart. Yo, I had to do better to put my stuff together. 911. When I looked over my shoulder, hey, it got a little bit colder. It's like I lost love from an angel. And now I'm feeling like a stranger, abandoned. I'm stranded. I gotta get back to you. I call AAA. They say they on the way. Time's taking fast. Gotta see you today. But if my time is out, let me know right now. I will find a way to your heart again. So I'm speeding, whoa, speeding. Channel song, okay. I'm speeding. Somebody's trying to overcome, or something's been very challenging here. Somebody's overcoming or trying to overcome, but you got rebuild. And I feel like because of some type of blockage in their third eye, maybe some type of cloudy vision. But you got helpless and hopeless in the reverse. Okay, success and growth. But somebody's, yeah, there's this fear of this sadness and isolation disrupting some type of flow or emotional flow or the possibility of success. I was just gonna pull one, but I don't have the book in here, so I'm just trying to gather an oracle through a few cards instead. A little message. Somebody definitely crying, bro. This person can even be like a lone wolf energy generally. Like, and they can be a lone wolf like in the spirit, like on the spiritual plane, even if they have individuals around them. But somebody wants to open up or wants you to open up. They've been observing you, okay? Observing how you're shining, how nurturing you still are. Your garden, you know, what you're nurturing yourself. Somebody wants to open up so they can be nurtured. You got, yeah, somebody's been reconsidering something, or somebody, you could be in this reconsideration energy, but you got awaiting results and coming together. And there's something about the need to shift focus or change your focus or something, or you could have changed your focus just back on yourself, and again, like what you're growing, what you're cultivating, your harvest. Okay. And I guess somebody's concerned because they haven't communicated, or something about communication with the throat chakra. Maybe something you're communicating. Okay. But somebody is feeling hopeful despite their fears, their darkest fears being triggered here. Okay. Something about the moon cycle is significant. Okay. Maybe even this lunar eclipse or this eclipse that's coming up. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You are a master at love. Okay. Mastering, healing the heart, or mastering love, or I don't know. But something about your self-control really triggered some type of awakening here in somebody's heart chakra. Not you the master of somebody's heart, or somebody feels that way. Somebody feels like you just really have their heart, you know? Like, it's just done, you feel me? And it's connected to their healing, or they want to heal, or it heals them, your love. Mm-hmm. But there was definitely some type of blockage, like, because you had the crown in the reverse, or just some heavy manipulation here. Okay, maybe even like fears of security or stability or something like that. Lack of resources. Some type of insecurity surrounding the root chakra, resources, stability. Yeah, but somebody is seeking or praying, like hoping to strengthen some type of bond here with you. Yeah. All right, let's see what numbers. Yep, you got dreams coming true, finding balance. This would be a dream come true for this person, or your dreams are coming true. Finding balance. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You could really be, someone could really be viewing you like you complete them. A song I was singing earlier was I Got Love All Over Me by Monica. And I don't want to give it up. I'm completely covered up in your love. I feel like this is what this master energy is given to. But something's been taking some time for somebody to communicate here because of something regarding their root chakra. Because in this heal card, it's from the root chakra directly to the throat. Okay. Throat chakra. And I feel like it's just rooted in some type of insecurity here. And I feel like the seat card is a woman sitting Indian style on the ground outside meditating. Somebody had to ground themselves or need to ground their energy. Okay, you could have helped this person ground their energy by just nurturing, like, just the land of y'all's connection. You know, feeding a lot of prayer into it, feeding a lot of self-discipline choices and self-control, balancing your emotions, but definitely a lot of divinity, a lot of prayer, a lot of divination and prayer that you've been pouring into this connection, pouring into this land. Okay, you know, that's cool. But somebody's like kind of banished or feels, it's almost like somebody got banished off the land. They had to find their way back, like the prodigal son. They had to come back to the Garden of Eden type shit. Yeah. But you had awaiting results of coming together. So something is coming together. Joy and stability. Somebody's gonna find the courage, you know, whether they feel like they're gonna win or lose you. Somebody's gonna find the courage to approach you. Yeah. As your body decide if this is good enough for you. It's something about being in your presence, being in the same room with you. Like somebody could feel very weak to being around you. Okay, usually or something like that. But you got sacral chakra, so there's that's confirmation of this emotional energy. Somebody lacks the courage though, with the solar plexus in the reverse. But they are, you know, they're on their healing journey. Okay, especially connecting with you. Okay, but and I feel like this is what really rattles some feathers or some people around him. Okay, this person changing. Yeah, observing with the observation card, the way this person's faith is, or just how they move because of their faith, or something like that. With believe and succeed, like it's something about a drive or somebody's ambition. Okay. And there's a fear of this person moving away from them or separating themselves or being separated by God from these individuals. Yeah. Because this is internally somebody who's been feeling alone, who's been longing for like their other half, or, you know, yeah, feeling like something's missing. Okay. So, find balance. Yep. New vitality, well-deserved reward, challenging times, and rebuild. Somebody wants to rebuild after some challenging times, and resting and reconsidering and separating themselves from all these opinions and biases and shit, and sitting with themselves and the divine about this connection here with the balance card. And it's literally, so it's two cards that came out like this too. Yeah, but somebody does want to do this equal give and take with you. Where is the star seed card? And you have the number 5, or something about 14 could be significant, or January 4th. There's something about a new beginning, okay? A new, not so new beginning, okay, with this January 4th energy. New but not so new, a refresher, a replenishment, a rejuvenation. Heavy emphasis on blue and how, is it how blue? I might be saying it wrong, but spiritual protection, okay? But you see, these individuals are one. These individuals are one. Somebody has this Somebody has this understanding now. I feel like this is also you and the divine, them and the divine as well. Something about deeper revelations about this. You see this? Somebody is jealous of this energy. Somebody is jealous of how much you really compliment somebody, like in mind, body, and soul, literally. And if you guys have been active, that too. Okay, let's see what this person got to say about that. You full of vibes, it's contagious. Look in your eyes, shit is dangerous. That's how they feel. That's channel soul. How does person feel about it? Manifest. They feel like it helps them manifest. Okay, literally. Somebody could have even did like a little experiment, like when they will be active with you. Await, because you got manifest, awaiting results. That is wild. So somebody definitely has this understanding. Somebody views that aspect of you as a well-deserved reward. Like they feel like it's sacred. Okay, they feels like it kind of gives them new life or something. Listen, they feel like it's connected to their success somehow. You got success and growth, new vitality. Like during challenging times, they feel like it helps rebuild them. Like somebody understands your y'all's tantric power. Okay, because they've been resting and thinking thoroughly about it. Okay, paying attention to how things been playing out with and without it. Okay, and you have the heart chakra. Somebody is deep in their heart space right now. Somebody feels like that puts them deep in their heart space. You know, when they, you know, when y'all go there. I let your body decide if this is good enough for you. Already falling for you. Already falling for you. Listen. Strengthening bonds. Oh my God. What does this look like to y'all? Sheesh. Strengthening their connection with the divine. You got blossom here. Daydreams and decisions. And teach. Yeah. But all right, you guys, I am going to end it here. Thank you for those who listened and liked the video. I hope it resonated or was helpful. I'm not even gonna say resonate if it's like the negative stuff, you know. But I hope this was helpful and clarifying for you